Begin.
Alright, oh, Procrastination, quick out the gates and immediately giving itself some airtime with his own spinner. That's a very ominous sound though. It's looking very risky as it heads towards the Organic. Cascade is trying to pin Maximum Ogredrive into the corner. Maximum Ogredrive directly engaging with Procrastination. That spinner does look dangerous though. Obviously Senpai's very experienced on the scene. He knows what he's doing. Procrastination spinner, there we go, that's its first hit, and it has flipped Maximum Overdrive over!
Hit. Enable.
And well, so the pit is about to go down, and who knows if Procrastination has managed to right itself. I'm not sure if that was luck or skill there. Ogredrive and Cascade merely steering clear while that was happening. Ogredrive steering very close to the pit, but is Procrastination going to go in it now? Are Ogredrive and Cascade just going to sit there and wait? Only one robot is going to qualify from this fight, remember. What an upset! Ogredrive hits the pit! Excellent driving there from Cascade, but it's lost the ball! Oh my goodness! Well, based on the way that fight was going, I could not have predicted that result.
Begin.
Resistance straight out of the gate, trying to pin Pain-Per-View into the wall. Spoopy steers clear in order to get its spinner going. Resistance feeding Pain-Per-View to Spoopy, and it looks like it's worked as a strategy. Something's come off. I don't know what that is. I know that Rob likes to build robots that are mostly not robots, so this could be... Oh, and Spoopy has been inverted, but it's Pain-Per-View doing the gentlemanly thing and putting it the right way up again. Spoopy's spinner looks to have stopped. The pit's now available, and down it goes. Resistance pushing Pain-Per-View into the pit release button. Resistance is Fox having a little trouble with the seams between the arena panels. That's obviously an unintentional hazard on the part of but all the robots have to face it. The two spinners aren't really doing much spinning. They are just kind of, it all come together. There's a bit of a jam here. So the robots have got 2 minutes to knock each other out. After which point we'll go to the judges. Resistance trying to get Spoopy into the, well, no, Spoopy's trying to get itself into the pit. Is this some kind of harakiri maneuver here? It's completely beached and being counted down by referee Tim as Pain-Per-View is going up on top of Resistance. Is it going to end up in the pit itself? Spoopy has been counted out, and there we go. Pain-Per-View hits the button with the pit first. Resistance takes the win.
Begin.
Okay, so my only requirement, robots, is do not knock any of those spots off Spotty Botty. It looks gorgeous. No, okay, yeah, just knock the wedge off it, that's fine. So the wedge has come off Spotty Botty, that's its main defense against a spinner like Inferno. Inferno dominating the early portion of this fight. Babróg really not having a good time of it in there. There's little bits of plastic flying everywhere as Spotty Botty takes a hit with that spinner. Spotty Botty kind of just steering clear of everything at the minute. Well, it has lost its front wedge, its main bit of armor. The pit is available now. Spotty Botty takes another hit right up its backside from Inferno. Babróg also getting in there. So big aggression and damage here from Inferno. And there's another panel come off Spotty Botty. I think the googly eyes have gone. Oh, look at it. Oh, that's a sorry sight. We don't. You hate to see it. Babróg's being counted down. Spotty Botty. Oh, that's a wheel gone. Look at the state of this. It's getting absolutely destroyed. Oh, the spinner has got caught in one of Spotty Botty's teeth here. If it can get itself gripped. However, Spotty Botty doesn't seem to be moving itself. Spotty Botty has released Inferno and is now being counted down. I think Inferno is going to sit there and celebrate its victory here. Hanging around. Don't do it! Don't rub salt in the wound! Don't! Oh, how could you? And that's a pretty clear win by double knockout for Inferno. Some excellent driving there.
Begin.
And Stingbinder is the first one to take the central ground of the arena. It's immediately been inverted by the spinner on BadFutherMucker, and it looks like the link has fallen out of Stingbinder, so I think that's the end of the stationary bot. Sprocket Raccoon is underneath BadFutherMucker, and it's bouncing over on its spinner, and it's out of the arena! Well, that was over very, very quickly. A win in 17 seconds there for Sprocket Raccoon.
Begin.
Because I'm really not seeing anything that boring, but there we go, look at that, wow. it's just been hit. Wow, that's so exciting. Tamamo-no-Mae is getting up behind Boring Bot. Vertex seems to be having trouble spinning up, but there we go, getting a couple hits on Tamamo-no-Mae. Boring Bot is not doing anything. It's just driving into the corner. Tamamo-no-Mae is actually engaging and trying to have a fight here. Boring Bot is being pinned up against the arena wall, but Vertex's spinner not looking to, seeming to do much damage. Tamamo-no-Mae gets up behind its two opponents. Driving around, trying to go for the pit release button, but it's ended up on top of Vertex. They're all clustered over there. Is Tamamo-no-Mae going to get Vertex up out of the arena? Boring Bot has grabbed Vertex. Wow. Boring Bot and Tamamo-no-Mae getting up on each other, and then Tamamo-no-Mae gets some air miles there off of Vertex's spinner. Look at that front wedge on Tamamo-no-Mae, looking into it. Oh, it's coming off! That's going to be a problem for Tamamo-no-Mae if that wedge does come off. Boring Bot is boringly putting Vertex into the corner. Look at this here now, though. Boring Bot has got its foot into one of Vertex's wheels. However, Vertex is struggling to get out of that corner. It's being repeatedly pinned there by Boring Bot and Tamamo-no-Mae. There seems to be some kind of alliance between the two non-spinner bots here to gang up on the spinner. The moment I say that, Tamamo-no-Mae flips up Boring Bot. Each of the other rows taking hits off of Vertex there. That front wedge of Tamamo-no-Mae looks to be pretty useless at this point. It's just hanging off. Boring Bot, I'm not even sure what that robot is supposed to do apart from send me to sleep, and now it's on its back and it doesn't look like it's going to be able to sell right.
10, 9, 8,
that's our countdown
7,
for the end of the fight
6,
here. Are we going to have
5,
our first judge's decision?
4, 3, 2,
so Boring Bot is
1.
not going to survive to the end of the fight.
Stop and
but
deactivate robot.
Vertex and Tamamo-no-Mae have gone the distance. We have our first fight that's lasted the full 2 minutes. We're going to
Begin.
okay, GoodBoi immediately smashing into its own arena wall. Push for Brexit just headed to the other side of the arena. Didn't actually engage with any robots. Contradiction has spun up. This could get dangerous. But GoodBoi manages to get underneath it. That wedge protecting it from that spinner. Contradiction coming in on Push for Brexit here, but GoodBoi looks to be stuck by the pin release button. And Push for Brexit seems to be trying to help it out, but Push for Brexit actually is driving okay. We'll give it that. Contradiction spinner not really doing much damage so far. The pit's going down as Push for Brexit gets some airtime off of the spinner of Contradiction. Contradiction going very close to the pit there. That's we've already seen that go wrong for maximum overdrive. Push for Brexit being pinned into the corner now by Contradiction, whose spinner has been largely ineffectual in this fight, but both of its opponents are currently immobilized, being counted down by referee Tim. I think this is going to be a win for Contradiction. 3, 2, 1. And I think that's it. So, despite the spinner not really...
Begin.
Splodey Boi spinning up and does immediately head towards Lilith. Sproing being a bit more hesitant. Lilith staying in the corner, staying clear. Sproing has got a flip on Splodey Boi. Something has come off in the far corner. Oh my goodness! Splodey Boi getting some air miles there. See, obviously gyroscopic forces here are like, look at this! Look at this! It's driving on one wheel! Give that robot some style points, please! Thank you, judges. Splodey Boi has been inverted so that spinner... Oh, it doesn't look like it's going to be driving anymore though. Splodey Boi is having a tough time of it. The pit's going down. Sproing's going to put Splodey Boi in it by the looks of it. Give it the flip. Give it the flip. Go on. Go on. Get it in. You've already shut it down. Lilith looks like it's toast. Lilith's been counted out. So it's Weather and Sproing. It's just toying with Splodey Boi now. Splodey Boi looks completely incapacitated. Go on, get it in the pit. Come on. Pit, 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 pit. Yes! A dominant performance there from Sproing, which...
Begin.
Contestants in the... No, a quarter of our contestants. What am I on about? I should talk about the fight. Aggro Wobba Spinners Edition is on top of Chaac and doesn't seem to be getting off with much ease. Rust in Pieces is lifting the both of them with that floppy wedge thing. Chaac's spinner has been making a lot of noise but not doing a lot of damage as Rust in Pieces gets in for another flip. It is wide enough, it can take on both robots at once. The pit's ready and waiting. It doesn't seem to have him enough lift, just Rust in Pieces, to get them both over at once. Chaac is doing a lot of running around, but not much damage. I got a Smidders edition, the pit is coming down. I got the Smidders edition wisely steering clear of the fray at the minute. That turquoise wedge on the front with its angry eyes. Mostly looking threatening. It has Rust in Pieces. Got the pushing power to push both robots into the pit at once. It certainly had both of them in its clutches briefly there as Wobba and Smidders edition and Chaac go into the corner. Rust in Pieces trying to corral them in there with its great width. See, Shaky, that's what you should be doing. None of this boring bot nonsense. And Rust in Pieces has flipped Aggro Smidders edition. Can it run upside down? Rust in Pieces is going to try and make it as difficult as possible for us to find out the answer to that question. Chaac is also gone over the top of the wedge. We've not seen much of Chaac's spinner. I'm honestly a bit disappointed with that one. It sounds like it's trying to spin up, but it's not currently making a hit. Chaac is looking like it's immobilized, being counted down by referee Tim. But every time it gets hit by Rust in Pieces, that countdown has to reset. Chaac's moving again.
10.
We've only got 9 seconds left in this fight. Oh, is Chaac going to go to the mid? Is Chaac going to go to the mid? Rust in Pieces is going to hold it up on that. I think they might all survive this. Oh my goodness. All right. We need a ruling. We need a ruling from the side of the arena. Did Chaac
begin?
They very nearly pulled out of this fight. Night Fury spinning up. There we go. I mentioned that Night Fury makes a lot of noise. And oh my goodness, the orange paint off the front of AOB is going everywhere. The Rum Trousers has been hit by AOB, which means that the countdown has to start again. Night Fury is up on its side. Look at the state of that wedge on the front of AOB. It does not look in good shape. Is that plastic? AOB has tapped out, and I think that gives Night Fury the win. Pretty devastating performance there from here with its sort of walker shuffler arrangement, but it's immediately being lifted up by Crossblow. As Head for the Exit is spinning up with its sword there. Look at this. It looks very ungainly across the arena, but because it is a shuffler, it can do that. It's allowed to have more weight in its robot, and it can deliver hits like that. Look at the state of that spinner. But in comes Head for the Exit on the outside. That's the compromise you make with a shuffler bot. You've got less maneuverability, less speed. It looks like Crossblow is eliminated here. It's certainly not doing any movement. Head for the Exit is sitting on the pit. That's a dangerous strategy while the pit is enabled. But admittedly, Let the Good Times Roll is not the quickest robot across the arena. Spinner on spinner hit there. It's a very ominous thing. It's like when you see like a tarantula moving up towards its prey. It's sort of a slow, crawly advance. Not a great deal happening in this fight since that first big hit on Crossblow. This is quite dull. Come on, hit each other. I know that Head for the Exit will be wary of that huge spinner on Let the Good Times Stroll. In comes the saw of Head for the Exit though, getting some damage on the front of Let the Good Times Stroll. We don't know how much damage that is or how consequential it is. Head for the Exit using its superior speed here to maneuver itself around Let the Good Times Stroll. Could that be a problem for Let the Good Times Stroll if it gets further in the competition? There are some quick robots in this thing. Come on, hit each other! Head for the Exit is just steering clear. I think we're waiting to see if Let the Good Times Stroll can move outside of its turning circle. If it can't, then it is going to be counted out.
9,
Head for the Exit
8,
here. I
7,
think they are both going to
6,
make it to the finish.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And there we go.
Stop and deactivate robots.
Both Head for the Exit and Let the Good Times Stroll have gone the distance, but we only really got about 10 seconds of fight there.
Begin.
Alright then, so that's a huge hit immediately from K1, although that is some very fragile looking armor. I'm not sure you could call it armor on Lob-ster, it's mostly just scaffolding. as Baba Yaga takes another hit. K1 dominating this fight in the early stages. Baba Yaga does not look like it's mobile. That could be it for Baba Yaga in this fight. Lob-ster with that ungainly spinner over the top. Obviously it's modeled on the heavyweight robot Mammoth, if you've got BattleBots. And now it's been inverted by K2. Can it self-right with that spinner? Yes, there we go, Lob-ster self-rights. But it's not looking like that spinner is going to be able to do much damage to K1. Is it a flip? Okay, it's a flipper, not a spinner, so it's not intending to do damage, it just needs to turn K1 over. K1, however, coming in, pinging Lob-ster around. That's a very, very powerful spinner on the front of K1. Has K1 died? Has K1 died? Is Lob-ster gonna make it? Is Lob-ster gonna get the upset here? No, it's going again. The upset was very nearly on, and that's a wheel has come off Lob-ster. Lob-ster is carrying on with one wheel. Is it? No, Lob-ster's tapped out. There we go. And the winner is K1. Just
begin
with its quite spectacular overhead saw weapon, but we've already seen prone to some chaotic driving. Not Fragile is getting underneath as Metis gets underneath Attitude Adjuster, but beaching itself on the wall. Attitude Adjuster struggling to establish itself in this fight, not really getting that spinner going. It seems to have like some panel of armor hanging off. Metis and Not Fragile doing their level best to keep Attitude Adjuster away from each other. That hammer spinner doesn't seem to be doing a great deal. It's coming over the top and it's hitting Not Fragile, but it's not doing a great deal of damage, if I'm honest. Metis is using that front lifter to good effect here, pushing Attitude Adjuster up against the pit release button. Attitude Adjuster escapes its clutches though. That's where, so by the pit release button, that is where you can end up out of the arena. That's where you do not want to be as a robot. Not Fragile is proving itself to actually be not very fragile so far. I'm quite impressed with that. With its little tail hanging off the back. Attitude Adjuster has stopped trying to spin. It's just resorting to using the spinner as a hammer. Well, you know, I guess it's a multifaceted weapon. You might as well use it in both ways. And Metis has just driven itself into the pit. That's cool. That's cool. That's possibly made the judges' decision a little harder, because Metis was definitely showing a lot of control and aggression in that fight. Attitude Adjuster constantly bringing down that hammer on top of Not Fragile, which just decides to go for the pit. Attitude Adjuster takes the win.
Begin.
Igor heading straight for Soul Loser. They do not want to see that spinner get going, although that spinner doesn't seem to be going. There it is! It's on top of Handsome Pete. And I don't know whether Soul Loser is going to be able to detach itself here. That spinner, however, so Handsome Pete has acquired Soul Loser's weapon. That's what happened there. Handsome Pete coming over with that sort of weird pokey stick thing. Soul Loser looks to be stuck in the armor on top of Igor. That is a potentially crucial development, because Soul Loser will have to release Igor eventually, and there we go, the pit's available. Handsome Pete is pushing Igor towards it, but it's not yet open. Rookie mistake. Soul Loser's weapon looking pretty devastating there, but it doesn't seem to be able to keep spinning after it hits. The pit is going down now. This fight just acquired a lot more jeopardy. Soul Loser's saw coming over the top, lots of lovely sparks. Something has come off. I can't tell which robot it's come off. It looks like a fork, or maybe a bit of a spinner. Maybe it's come off Handsome Pete. Yeah, it looks like a fork off Handsome Pete. Yeah, no, it is actually. Handsome Pete's only sporting one fork. The pokey stick remains, though. However, it has exposed its underbelly. Soul Loser coming over on the top of Igor, but Igor's wedge is holding firm. There's about 40 seconds left in this fight. Soul Loser demonstrating its pushing power too, but it can itself right from there. Has it ended up immobilized? It's up on top. No, there we go. There we go. All is restored, but Soul Loser's weapon is being prevented from spinning up by Handsome Pete's pokey stick, which I'm here for. Look at the state of this. Oh my goodness, and there we go. That's a killer blow. Yet Handsome Pete is no more. The link's gone.
10,
Soul Loser's
9,
coming on top of
8,
Igor, wedged itself in
7,
the top of the armor
6,
again.
5,
it's going to have to be able
4,
to release that.
3, 2, 1.
And I think that's going to be the end
Stop.
of the fight.
And
Yeah, can we
deactivate
get a big
robots.
hand for that? That was a great fight. And a big hand for Handsome Pete. Handsome Pete really stuck it out there. That was...
Begin.
All right, Mr. Cat's Mouse House with that weapon. He's got the pot over on the spinner, but Oubley is currently resisting. There we go. He's got the pot. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. There we go. The two other ones do seem to be teaming up on Oubley here. Mr. Cat's Mouse House is just waving that tub. Déjà Vu trying to get underneath Oubley.
Hit.
I think the two Oubley looks to be stuck on the arena wall here. It's got a fork underneath there. Mr. Cat's Mouse House is bopping Déjà Vu with that tub. Oubley has been counted out. What a shock. What an upset here. Big spinner takes Mr. Cat's Mouse House with that. He's going to get out. Mr. Cat's Mouse House has done it. It's a win! It's a win for the Cats!
Begin.
Okay, a hesitant start. N-Boss spinning up Luchador with that overhead gripper lifter thing. Takes a hit from N-Boss! Oh my goodness, the wedge is hanging off! Oh my goodness! It's horrific. I can't watch, but I totally can. And so I think Griefcase is probably going to come second in this fight. Is that corrugated plastic? Oh my! That's. I've never watched any of the Soul movies, but I imagine what has happened to Luchador and Griefcase here is not unlike what was happening there. This is, I mean, credit to both robots for carrying on here because they are both in a state of disrepair. And we've only had less than a minute of the fight. N-Boss looks pretty devastating. Griefcase doesn't look like it can do much driving. Griefcase is tapped out. It's being counted down. Luchador, or what's left of it, is still, bless it, going up against N-Boss. N-Boss looking pretty threatening here. There's going to be quite a sweeping up job here. Look at this state. A credit to Luchador because that thing is on its last legs. It's just a chassis. That's all that's left. Can it go the distance against the might of N-Boss? I think it's gonna. There we go. It's tapping out. I think the pit is opening. Boing, boing, boing. Get some more air miles. It's being counted out. Is it going to go into the pit? I can't see. There's somebody in the way.
10, 9,
I think that's
8,
it. I think Luchador
7,
is hanging over
6,
the pit.
5,
N-Boss is just going to do its
4,
duty. There we go.
3.
With 4 seconds left on the clock, N-Boss. Wow.
Begin.
Drizzle spinning up, that's what we love to see, and immediately dispatches Enigma in like 2 seconds. Douya survives the first hit and goes up on the forks of Drizzle. Come on, Javon! Here we go, it's up on its front, can it self-right? Drizzle lurking ominously. Is Drizzle actually gonna do what it's supposed to do? The forks are having trouble getting underneath the wedge of Douya, but that wedge of Douya is no more.
Hit. Enable.
However, Drizzle looks to have bent one of its forks. Bit of a pushing match going on. What an impact there. Come on! Douya is still going. It's taken several hits from Drizzle, but it is not in a good way. Drizzle's got it behind it, straight up the backside. And I think that might do Douya. No, it doesn't. It's still going. It's still game. Come on. Great sport here. Drizzle, yeah, that looks to be the end of Douya. Drizzle has dispatched its opponents with a minimum of fuss and is heading to the next round. Wow. Wow. That was...
Begin.
Let's see what happens here, and there we go. Tamamo-no-Mae has the lower ground clearance and has immediately flipped over. Metis not allowing Metis to use. I think Metis has the superior speed, so this is going to be an interesting and tight affair. Has Tamamo-no-Mae wedged itself on the arena wall? I think Tamamo-no-Mae has wedged itself on the arena wall. Metis doing the sportsman-like thing. Yeah, round of applause for that. Metis could have sat and waited for Tamamo-no-Mae to count it down, but did not. And so the fight may resume. The pit is now available. We've got 2 pushing base robots here. The pit may be a factor. Metis has been inverted. Can it self-right? Oh no! Oh no! Tamamo-no-Mae, is Tamamo-no-Mae going to return the favor? Yeah, there we go. Tamamo-no-Mae rescues Metis. What? Like this is wonderful. This is great camaraderie between the competitors. There we go. The pit is now in play. Can either Metis or Tamamo-no-Mae get their opponent into it? Tamamo-no-Mae getting up. Oh, Metis escapes from Tamamo-no-Mae's wedge just before it was into the pit. Remember, lose this fight and you are out of the competition. It is quite literally the maximum stakes. Tamamo-no-Mae's ground clearance definitely winning that particular battle. But Metis does have the superior speed. Tamamo-no-Mae has been well driven so far, however, to manage Metis' greater speed. You got less than 30 seconds in the fight, friends. This is incredibly close. I wouldn't want to be the judges here. Is Metis going to do it again? Metis nearly drove itself in the pit again. God, can you imagine losing 2 fights in a row by driving this up into the pit? Only 15 seconds left on the clock, going into the final 10. And it's the final countdown. Tamamo-no-Mae looks to be clinging on here. It seems to have lost some drive on its right-hand side, but still flipping up Metis.
1.
Can we get a round of applause there? That was, and can we get like a special round of applause? Because there was some wonderful displays of sportsmanship in that fight.
Begin.
Alright then, Yaga coming in, stuck into the straight middle of the arena. First up, getting up behind Push for Brexit, which is already stuck on the wall, but is able to reverse. This is some, it's a slower affair than the last fight. I think it's worth saying. Push for Brexit being pushed around here. Seemed to be struggling with its drive. There's a wheel come off! A wheel has come off Push for Brexit! I think that was the damage that was done in the last fight.
Enabled.
And yeah, I think that's going to be it. Yaga takes the win. Push for Brexit out of the EU and out of the competition. The judges...
Begin.
Here we go. Stingbinder doesn't look like it's able to drive straight up on the forklifts of Igor. Now, when I spoke to James before, he did say that as long as Stingbinder does not get flipped over, it's probably going to be okay, but it's already stuck on the arena wall. I mean, this is what we love about robots. You get silly stuff like this. Absolute nonsense. I think Igor might be progressing into the next round here. Stingbinder has come at its
pit enabled.
The pit's available. Just get it in the pit. Put us out of our misery. Both robots are stuck here by the looks of things. I think Stingbinder's dead. Yeah, there we go. Stingbinder definitely immobilized. But Stingbinder is the people's champion. So there we go. Blue corner.
Begin.
And there we are. Is Chaac's spinner getting up? Yes, it is. We can hear the scraping noise as it gets on the back of the wrong trousers. Oh, it's going right through me. Apologies for any misophonia sufferers. Do not go into robot combat. It's not a good idea. But the wrong trousers is holding up here. It's got the armor is holding up. It gets pushed up against the pit button by Chaac. The wrong trousers looking to get underneath Chaac. Not successful at doing that yet.
Pit enabled.
Getting a little bump from the spinner there on the wheel. I can see something's peeling off the side of the wrong trousers' wheels. It's been a steady performance so far from Chaac. And oh, that's a tire, I think, off of the wrong trousers. That will count as damage. There we go. The link has gone from the wrong trousers. That is a win for Chaac. Chaac is back into the competition.
Begin.
There comes Déjà Vu. Looks to have taken some damage, I think, in his last fight. Those wheels don't look in the best nick. Spotty Botty, clearly the quicker of the two, but can it bring that sort of gripper holder weapon into play? There we go, there's the first instance of it. Got hold of it, pushing it over the pit. Is that a little warning to Déjà Vu? Spotty Botty saying to Déjà Vu, this is what will happen if you let the pit go down. Déjà Vu with its I don't know if that's just the shape of the wheels, if it's because they've taken damage. The pit's available. Déjà Vu has got Spotty Botty up onto its back. However, Spotty Botty has already demonstrated that if it can get that jaw, get that clamping jaw on Déjà Vu, it's able to push it round. Déjà Vu getting very close to the pit. I can't see what's happening. Thank you for moving, photographer. So there we go. They come away towards the other side of the arena. I made you move for nothing, John. Spotty Botty getting a grip now on Déjà Vu, which has got dangerously close to the pit. Don't go there. The pit is much bigger than you would think it is. Can Déjà Vu get a bit of a push on Spotty Botty? This is a very tight affair. Both robots trying to get themselves into a position to push their opponent into the pit. Down comes the grabber on Spotty Botty, but it's going very close to the pit and it's been pushed on his back. Can Déjà Vu get that final devastating push in? Oh no, Spotty Botty escapes. Spotty Botty, oh goodness, you need to stop doing that, Spotty Botty. You're going far too close to the pit, far too often. But there's the grabber. It's got hold of Déjà Vu now. Is this gonna be a final match? No. We get away. Spotty Botty trying to push Déjà Vu in a more conventional way. You've only got 10 seconds to finish this. This is gonna be another long judge's decision, I think.
3, 2, 1.
What a fight! Can we have a round of applause for that, please? That was good stuff. Yeah, I want to echo Jonathan Dixon's. We're about to find out the answer here. Lob-ster has, after taking some significant punishment in its last fight, seems to be back in vaguely working order. GoodBoi, quick across the arena. I love that Lob-ster weapon, that bizarre, spinny, lifty thing. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I'm not quite sure what it's supposed to do, but it looks spectacular. Something's come off. That looks like a belt from the spinner. It's still going. There goes the other one. So I think that might be it.
Pit enabled.
So there's no more spinny, wafty thing. Lob-ster has got GoodBoi pinned on the thing. And it is heartbreak for GoodBoi. So Lob-ster is gonna progress to the next round. Good.
Begin.
All right, this is gonna be another pushing match. We think we got two wedges here. Turquoise and orange. Lovely color contrast. You'll love to see it. So Aggro Wobba is the first one to get in and underneath AOB. Losing the ground clearance battle, but oh, there we go. Ooh, there we go. Pushed up against the arena wall again. Now, obviously, if you've got a robot that doesn't have an active weapon, this is one of the ways that you can demonstrate aggression and damage is by pushing your opponent up against the arena wall.
Pit enabled.
Until the pit comes into play, and it has just done that. Okay, Aggro Wobba repeatedly pushing AOB into the arena wall. No one's going near the pit button yet. Aggro Wobba now going for the pit. But it's been flipped up! It's been flipped on its side by AOB! Can it drive on its side? This could be a dramatic turnaround here. Can it free itself on those sidewards wheels? I don't think it can. And that's incredible. AOB is through to the next round. Aggro Wobba is out of the competition. Wow.
Begin.
Wow, look at that. Boring Bot goes forwards. Not Fragile has gotten underneath Boring Bot. Look at this, look at this. Oh yeah, now that's true excitement. Yeah, definitely. Not Fragile is winning the ground clearance battle. It's pushing back Boring Bot's wedge. I'm not sure what those like sort of dibber sticks are there to do. There's like a sort of a flail tail on the back of Not Fragile. I quite like that. If it can get in the middle and spin, that'll be a potentially effective those sort of like
enabled.
proddy stick things. Yeah, sure. Like if you want to to go for minimum effort, minimum excitement. Definitely a great weapon to put on your robot. Come on, Not Fragile. Boring Bot getting Not Fragile pushed up against the arena sidewall. Wow, I've never seen that before. It's definitely got the superior drive, does Boring Bot. Like, imagine, like, making your robot drive fast. Like, where's the fun in that? Not Fragile coming up on the side here. Ooh, that was dangerously close to the pit. As Boring Bot has boringly got hold of Not Fragile. Is that it? Is it going to get it in the pit? Is it going to get it in the pit? Not Fragile seems to be very risky. No, it's gone. It's gone. Don't clap that! It was boring! Boring Bots regret.
Begin.
There we go. It's a troubling one. It only seems to have drive on one side at the minute. Lilith getting up underneath it, pushing it up against the arena wall. That's where Good Times' spinner could prove to be its own undoing. That right-hand side of Let the Good Times Stroll does not look to have much power. So can Lilith get on this? Can Lilith get on this? I think that might be it. I think that might be curtains. Lilith is going to go through to the main competition. Let the Good Times Stroll. Strolling out of the competition. There.
Begin.
Oh, there's a spinner on pay-per-view, and here it goes. Is Griefcase going to hold up to it? Some kind of grinding noise. Scrapey, scrape, scrape. To be fair, Griefcase with that kind of corrugated plastic armor is holding up really well. It's, there we go. That's... How do I even commentate on this? This is... That's it. It's moving! Griefcase is moving! Big cheer for that. That's good stuff. And immediately gets pushed back into the corner by pay-per-view again. So I know that like Griefcase is obviously made from Griefcase. Pay-per-view is made from like an old TV box. So let's not diminish the ingenuity that's gone into pay-per-view too. And that undercut spinner is making a lot of noise. I don't know how much damage it's doing, but it's definitely occurring. I think, like, yeah, Griefcase is waving. If you're watching on the stream, wave back to Griefcase. I think Griefcase is kind of done here. It's moving. No, it's moving! It's moving! Griefcase is back in business. You've got about 45 seconds left of this. It's not like if you're a robot fighting purist, this is not exactly, you know, exciting material, but you just gotta love it. You gotta love the household object types, robots, things. Yeah, pay-per-view is a cable box, shrewdly observed in the chat, and they put some weapons on it. I'm still upset with Rob, who builds pay-per-view, because he's not brought Dreadbin, which was my favourite robot at the last event I came to.
10, 9, 8.
We can see the count here. The link has come out of Griefcase. There we go. It's dead. Griefcase is dead. Right, so we have a request from Jonathan Kinsman in the chat.
Begin.
Alright, Crossblow immediately straight into the arena, but Splodey Boi evades. The spinner has gotten up to speed. Is that it? Is that gone? Splodey Boi knocked itself out? No, it's gyroing around. We love to see it. However, the spinner looks... Oh no, it's going back. It's going back up. Crossblow is a very solidly built robot. It's gonna... This is the risk that Splodey Boi takes. That's the other risk that Splodey Boi takes in having a very thin and very low down spinner. It has wedged itself on the arena sidewall. Splodey Boi is out of the competition.
Begin.
There we go, Oubley spinning up very, very quickly. Babróg has plastic armor. This could be dangerous. Babróg getting up underneath Oubley. This is good control from the Irish robot here. Look at this, it's lifting it up. Come on, oh my goodness! He's got it lifted right up. Can he get it out of the arena? Oh, so close. It's taken a hit though from the spinner, but it's still going strong. And it's flipped over by the spinner. That was a brilliant opening salvo from Owen and Babróg, but it looks like it's been stranded. Oh no! was... Over it goes! And boing, it goes off the spinner. It's... this is getting messy now. Babróg doesn't look very mobile. I think this could be it. What a phenomenal start for Babróg. And the worst possible ending. Good stuff, good stuff. That was like good show from Oubley to speed.
Begin.
Spinning up, pow, straight back across the arena. Look at all that driving you just did. Allow me to just reverse it. Handsome Pete, however, has gotten hold of BadFutherMucker, pulling it around the arena, steering wisely clear of the spinner. Oh no, it's Handsome Pete stuck on its own forks. No! No! What a way to lose a fight. What a way to win a fight. You bring a huge spinner.
Pit enabled.
You bring a huge spinner like that and just, there we go. It's done, it's done. BadFutherMucker goes into the next round. Handsome Pete is unfortunately now a handsome.
Begin.
Okay, so Cascade has reattached its forks, which is a good sign after that first fight. It's a quiet affair at the minute. Riding up on top of the forks. I feel like I should be doing golf commentary.
Well, there you see they've engaged each other in the center of the arena. That is, it's a common maneuver. Now, of course, as we well know, they have to separate themselves.
Resume!
And so they head back into the red corner now. Déjà gets underneath Cascade, and that's now the second time that they have ended up engaged thusly. The pit is dropping down. That should add some drama to affairs. I do like the way that Cascade's forks rotate. That's a nice touch. Now Déjà is up on top of those forks, being turned rather like a spit. As Cascade continues to push Déjà up against the arena wall. Does Déjà have the pushing power to actually influence this fight? We will find out. Cascade definitely winning the pushing match so far. Oh dear, they appear to have... oh no, they have detached themselves before. The fight was almost exciting then. We can't be having that. They're now entwined again in some dull embrace. And there we go, forks underneath Déjà. We'll see how that strategy pans out. Up on top of the forks again. No nearer the pit. Déjà seems to be unable to push Cascade whilst on the forks.
10, 9, 8,
There are not many seconds
7,
left in this fight.
6, 5,
I
4,
fear this may have to go to
3,
judges.
2, 1.
Stop and deactivate robots.
And that concludes that contest. That was very, very, very gentlemanly.
Begin.
There we go, a tentative approach from both robots. Maximo Ogredrive obviously has that saw. We'll hope to do damage with Enigma with that flipper. Is it going to be able to get Maximo Ogredrive out of the arena or into the pit? That's what we're aiming for. Of course. Now the saw on Maximo Ogredrive doesn't look to be spinning. Oh, there we go, there we go. Oh, sparks flying in the blue corner. You love to see it. The question is, can Ogredrive saw through that wedge
Hit
on the front of
enabled.
Enigma? Pit is now available. The saw comes down again. It's got by the side of the wedge. Is it going to damage something crucial? It's got a grip. It's got some cut in him. Still nowhere near the pit button. We get pushed into the corner again. That saw's coming down. You can see some big scores in the front of Enigma's plastic front. There's some sparks flying. Pyrotechnics. We do our own pyrotechnics in robot fighting. The pit is available. Enigma has pushed the pit button, but that might be to its own disadvantage. Maximum Ogredrive takes it. I'm not quite sure that was in the plan for Enigma when it pushed the pit button.
Begin.
There we go. Now, has Spoopy been able to fix its spinner? It doesn't look like it. No, there's no spinner even on there. That's why. Luchador doing some living. Spoopy's dead already. I mean, like, great spot. Like, every time Luchador touches Spoopy, Tim has to restart the countdown. That was...
Pit.
So there we go. There we go. That's... Luchador goes through. I don't think...
Begin.
Let's do this. Procrastination doesn't look like it has much drive, but it's got a lot of weapon. Oh no, there's a googly eye on. The googly eye's gone. Oh, I can't. Wow, that's awful. It can't see. How is it supposed to see whenever it goes in the air? Procrastination getting some MLs off its own power, I think. But I think that's maybe it. Spotty Botty has been inverted. It's desperately trying to right itself, but I think it's lost a crucial bit that allows it to do so. I think Procrastination has stuttered its way through here to the last 16! Well, that was... yeah? Wow.
Begin.
Is it going to be Forks or Forklift? Igor's got googly eyes. I have to root for it. That's just, you know... The Roboteers are quickly realizing, oh, look at that, it's nearly picking up resistance with its forklifts. Yeah, you put googly eyes on your robot, I'm gonna like it more. It's just no. Resistance, however, providing a stun resistance to Igor's forklifts. They don't seem quite long enough to pick up resistance, however, up it goes again. Now, this is two robots who aren't going to damage each other very much.
Enabled.
So it could come down to how they drive, how they control the fight, how they are aggressive. That is what's going to matter in the eyes of the judges. Now, of course, we watching, our only judging categories are style and vibes, but that's unfortunately the judges aren't allowed to judge on those categories. Igor, I can't really see what's happening. There is a camera literally in the way, but I think, yeah, I can see they're in the corner, but... Oh, there's a... Is that a wheel? Oh, no, I think that's one of Spotty Botty's googly eyes that's just gone flying into the corner. Igor dancing very close to the pit, dancing with danger. Resistance providing a very good controlled fight here, steering clear of the pit and making sure that it is Igor who is always nearest the pit. That's good driving. Igor getting pushed around here, God's flipped onto its back. Is that going to affect things? Can Resistance now make that new advantage count? Because obviously Igor's not going to be able to get its forks underneath Resistance when itself is upside down. Igor very close to the pit there, but escapes. How's Resistance going to handle this? Oh, it's balancing. Is it going to make it out? Resistance gets the final push.
10, 9.
With 10 seconds left on the clock, Resistance pits Igor and advances to the last 16.
Begin.
In comes Tamamo-no-Mae, trying to get... Oh, there's... like the front bit of the wedge has already been gotten rid of by Inferno Spinner. Oh, wow. There we go. It was all over in less than 10 seconds. That was devastating. Look at that.
Begin.
So then, how are the pushers going to match up on each other? So, Baba Yaga, I don't think can lift its wedge, but Sprocket Raccoon can. Oh no, it can, there we go. It's just proved me wrong by lifting its wedge. So we've got a couple of flippers here. Can either of them get the other out of the arena? Oh, look at those forks on the top. I like that. That's a nice touch in the design of Sprocket Raccoon. It's got that that sort of fox face on the front of the wedge. Baba Yaga trying to push Sprocket Raccoon towards the pit button and the out of the arena zone. See, that's the place no robot wants to be. Baba Yaga got up on the side of Sprocket Raccoon here. Is it trying to lift it? It's struggling to. I'm not convinced there's as much power in that Baba Yaga flipper as we'd maybe like. Sprocket Raccoon, however, does have the lower ground clearance at the minute. That's the pit button. There we go. Is someone going to end up in the pit? Sprocket Raccoon has gotten underneath Baba Yaga, but oh, it's ended up. There's the pit. Manages to get away. Pushing Baba Yaga away from the pit. Baba Yaga, however, has gotten back and underneath it. This is an intriguing contest. This is two well-matched robots being driven very well, but look at that from Sprocket Raccoon. That might just be the winning blow. I think that's it. Sprocket Raccoon into the last 16. we please have head for the exit and boring bot?
Begin.
So, Lilith a bit sluggish out of the gate. Vertex spinning up. If it can only take one hit to end it. But Lilith has got Vertex pushed up against the urinal. Bang! There goes the spinner underneath Lilith. Oh, that's some punishment now for the little red robot. They're all little, I suppose, and in various colours. That's Vertex being pushed up into the wall by Lilith, however. Lilith is very sternly built, very, very tough robot to damage, but it's sent out of the arena by that spinner of Vertex. A pretty dominant display there from Vertex.
Begin.
There's Contradiction spinning up that drum as an immediate hit on AOB. That wedge looks to be bent. That could spell bad news for the orange robot, which has already showered the arena in orange paint. It was great fun. But that spinner on Contradiction looks pretty frightening, and something... We've got a LiPo hanging out. That is an explosion waiting to happen. Are we calling that as... is that it? I think that is it. So...
Begin.
Once again, the robots in the corners matching their colours. That spinner on the back of Chaac has mostly made noise so far. I'm not convinced it's done a great deal of damage. Sproing flips it over. There we go. That's the first meaningful attack of this fight. Chaac spinner making some noise and some lovely sparks. We love the pyrotechnics. There's another flip from Sproing. It's a well-named robot, I think. That's what it does to the other robots. Sproing, can it get Chaac out of the arena though? That's probably its best bet for winning. Sending Chaac flying into the air again. Now that big metal wedge on the front of Sproing, that's not going to take much damage, I think, from Chaac's spinner. So it's whether Chaac can maneuver Sproing towards the pit. It's now a pushing contest. Oh! I have no... What? The flipper has just popped off Sproing. And there we go, it's in the pit. There you go. A very strong early fight from Sproing, and then what happened there?
Begin.
There we go. So, it's a real battle of width here. Rust in Peace is going for that sort of two robots attached by... I'm still not very convinced by that plastic wedge things between them, but it did win them their first fight, so I can't complain. Definitely Rust in Peace is dominating the early part of this fight. Crossblow unable to really get into a position to land a flip or whatever. Pushed up against the arena wall there by Rust in Pieces and now on its back. It's going to struggle to get underneath Rust in Pieces from that position. It's going to have to try and right itself somehow. We'll find out if Crossblow can self-right. It's being pushed around by Rust in Pieces, corralled into the corner. The pit is available. There we go. The pit is open. Now that's just the question. Like, Rust in Pieces has an advantage here. Do you reckon it's wide enough to drive over the pit without going in? I would like to find out, and I would like Rust in Pieces to do that immediately. To hell with trying to win the competition. Oh, there we go. Crossblow into the pit. Never really managed to get a foothold in that fight. Sorry about that.
Begin.
Straight in there. Oh dear. Night Fury is spun up. That's the noise no robot here in this weight class wants to hear. And that's the other noise no robot here in this weight class wants to hear, which is their own bot going bang and hitting the side of the arena. I think Night Fury is staying hesitant here. Lob-ster is still mobile. It's not been taken out yet. Oh my goodness! It's still going. Go on, Lob-ster. You can still win this. Lob-ster can still win this. Go on. It's still going. It's still going. No, it's not. I don't think it's going anymore. It's still going. Hit it again. Hit it again. Put it into more bits. Go on. Night Fury seems to have just given up. Night Fury has decided that it's won. It's just hiding away now. It's just a victory parade. There's a minute left in the fight. Come on. I'm potentially... Has Night Fury's spinner broken? Has Night Fury lost his spinner? I'm getting nods from the side of the arena. So, Night Fury neutered to a degree here. Can Lob-ster pull off an upset here? It's got the flip on Night Fury. 40 seconds here for Lob-ster to put out one of the competition favourites if it can somehow immobilize Night Fury. Night Fury has done a lot of damage at the start of the fight, which is definitely going to count in its favour when the judges come to deliberate this, if the judges come to deliberate this. But it's perhaps an encouraging sign for the rest of the competition that Night Fury's spinner has broken. Lob-ster's still, you know, fighting to the end. This is what it's all about. We got 10 seconds left.
8, 7,
this has been
6,
not the most exciting
5,
second
4,
minute of a fight I've ever
3,
seen.
2,
But
1.
a huge hit.
Stop and deactivate robots.
So there we go.
Begin.
All right, head for the exit is coming up. Straight in there with that saw weapon. Is it going to be able to bring it to bear on Boring Bot? In it goes! Oh, that's a horrible noise. We don't know how much damage that actually did. That might have just been mostly noise. You can't allow yourself to be deceived when not a lot of damage is actually happening. Boring Bot has boringly got behind head for the exit.
Pit. Enable.
Head for the exit, that's what I want to do every time Boring Bot's in the arena. I'm just like, I just cannot bring myself to be excited about this robot. Go on. Do us all a favour, Shaky. Just drive in the pit. Down come the twiddly sticks on Boring Bot and head for the exit! It's not touched the bottom of the pit, but I think that's counting it. I think it's going to get counted down and out versus
Begin.
that overhead spinner hammer axe weapon thing on Attitude Adjuster. Another big hit from Oubley to start things off, but Oubley's looking quite sluggish across the arena. That's a huge hit on Attitude Adjuster. Can it recover from that? That sort of arm has really been taking the brunt of the hits so far, and that's the main weapon on Attitude Adjuster. So if that arm stops working, then it could be in big trouble here. So I'm not convinced it's got the pushing power or the flipping power to control Oubley in this fight. Oubley coming in, doing still more damage. There's that ominous sound. It sounds like a garden strimmer. And Attitude Adjustment just taking punishment here now. It doesn't look like it's moving. It's back on its wheels, but at what cost? I'm not convinced Attitude Adjuster is long for this world. Oubley is going to take the win pretty comfortably in the end. I think that is going to be toast. Congratulations to Oubley, which knocks out Attitude Adjuster and goes through to the last 16. I don't know why I did that in a pyro voice.
Begin.
In comes Sore Loser. Hesitant. There seems to be no spinning up of the weapon. That's an interesting tactic. Maybe it's trying to save power. Maybe the weapon is actually not working and it's all a bluff. In which case, that's a big boon for Luchador. Oh no, it's spinning now. It's spinning now. But all it has done is hit the arena floor. I'm looking at this from that camera. I think Luchador's got paper on its bottom. I think some of its armor is actually paper. That's not going to stand up to Sore Loser's weapon.
Enable.
Something's fallen off of Luchador there. There's little bits of plastic flying everywhere. The pit has gone. Sore Loser brings that weapon to bear on Luchador again. It's now stuck. We saw it do this to Igor earlier. Those teeth on the weapon are stuck into Luchador. It's got to release it for this to count as a knockout. That's struggling. There we go. It's holding over the edge of the pit. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Has Sore Loser just managed to... Well, what happens here? Because they have to be separated, but one of them is hovering over the pit. That's gone! Luchador! Luchador has knocked out Sore Loser! Sore Loser!
Begin.
Alright, Mr. Cat has got maximum Ogredrive on his bucket list. There we go! Look at that! Straight in the bucket. Now he's just got to hold on for until the pit's available, I guess. But in comes maximum Ogredrive now with that saw cutting into the side of Mr. Cat. No! Boo! We don't want that to happen. We want Mr. Cat. We want Mr. Cat to go all the way. Mr. Cat is looking not very movable. There we go. He's got maximum Ogredrive in the bucket again. Going near the pit button, not quite hitting it. There we go. There's the pit button. There's the pit button. Oh! Is Mr. Cat gonna do it? Yeah! Done it! That was so good. Maximum Ogredrive.
Begin.
In the redemption round. Oh, that's an ominous noise. The forks of Cascade have gotten underneath N-Boss though. Good driving there from Cascade, trying to get N-Boss up against the arena side wall. Whence it may just bounce and do damage to itself. Pushing the pit button a little too early. The pit's not ready yet. That's definitely a bent fork. That's going to be a problem later on. That's going to need straightening out. In comes N-Boss again. Not really landed a significant hit on Cascade yet, but that bent fork is going to prove to be a problem, I think, at keeping N-Boss at bay. N-Boss going for the pit button, and then moving away, perhaps wisely, coming in for it, trying to get into that middle bit of Cascade, but that looks to be quite well armored. Cascade really holding out well against these hits from N-Boss. But with both of the forks looking bent, and now one of them just not even attached, this is raising the question of what can Cascade really do to N-Boss at this point? It's just got to try and survive, but I think that the damage done to Cascade by N-Boss is going to count in N-Boss's favour. So Cascade's going to try and get something out of this through maybe trying to get N-Boss into the pit. Has N-Boss's spinner broken? The spinner is definitely powered down. Whether that's intentional or not, doesn't matter. Cascade's in the pit. And out of the competition, N-Boss advances.
Begin.
Drizzle spinning up. Now remember, pay-per-view is made out of like an old TV box, so it's probably not very heavily armored, and it's been flipped over by Drizzle's spinner. It's back on his wheels though. Drizzle's spinner has just... Whoa, and that's definitely it. That's gone. That is gone. So
Begin.
two big spinners. What's gonna happen when they hit each other? BadFutherMucker is already struggling with its drive. It's upside down. It's being propelled over by its own force. I'm not convinced most of this air miles that BadFutherMucker's getting here is due to K1's weapon. I think it's mostly BadFutherMucker doing it to itself. K1, however, trying to get a few more attacks in, but that spinner on BadFutherMucker is proving to be dangerous, sending K1 flying across the arena a couple of times. This is a classic spinner-on-spinner clash here. With no idea how it's going to go. There's a lot of noise as the BadFutherMucker mostly boings around the arena, making an almighty racket. The neighbors are going to be peeing on the walls any minute now. In comes K1. K1 tried to go a frontal attack on BadFutherMucker there and was immediately sent flying backwards and then into the air by BadFutherMucker's vertical spinner. Well, whatever they did to the weapon, it has worked because BadFutherMucker is looking very dangerous here in this here fight. K1, which has been dominant so far, is really struggling in this. The pit is available now. It's open and it's gaping. And it's beckoning K1. The drive seems to be struggling on BadFutherMucker, but it's recovered. That's a very, very powerful spinner, but it's bouncing around and on the edge of the pit. Saved perhaps by good fortune as K1 hits the ceiling of the arena twice. K1 is looking very beat up now as BadFutherMucker comes in perhaps for a coup de grace. 10 seconds to go in the fight.
7, 6.
This is a dominant display from BadFutherMucker as it hits the ceiling with K1 again.
1.
And that's
Stop
the end.
and deactivate robots.
Wow. Wow. What a fight. And
Begin.
get him in the bucket. Go on. No! Mr. Cat! No! Oh no, I can't watch. No! How could you? Oh no, There's no words. Mr. Cat, no! No! The poor thing. This is honestly, it should be stopped. This should be against the rules. Disqualify Inferno immediately. This is, oh my goodness. Come on, Mr. Cat. Come on, Mr. Cat. You can do this. There's just bits of Mr. Cat everywhere. 9 lives, more like 9 component parts. Inferno goes through to the quarterfinals, but I can't say I'm happy about it.
Begin.
Here we go. Straight in there. Got 2 flippers here. And so this could come down to driving. It could come down to timing. Sprocket Raccoon won his last fight against another flipper with excellent timing to get its opponent out of the arena. Is he going to be able to do it again? Oh, unable to quite get the lift on Luchador. Now, Luchador was very badly beaten up after his fight with Soul Loser, so it's a credit that it's able to get back into the arena in such short order, actually. Quite long ago.
The
pit's now available. Ooh, Sprocket Raccoon going for the little taunting wiggle of the little face. This is what we like to see. Time for some competitive edge to this fight. Sprocket Raccoon coming back in, repeatedly hammering Luchador against the side of the arena, but unable yet to get a telling flip. Luchador seems to just be clinging on here. It's being lifted up by Sprocket Raccoon and it's been turned onto its side. Can it right itself from there? That's the question. It's going to be counted down, I think, unless it shows it can move. Luchador, it's just about moving, but it's not in a good way. Up on its side, up on one wheel. Is Sprocket Raccoon coming for the coup de grace? No! Sprocket Raccoon has righted its opponent. Good sportsmanship. Whether it was intentional, well, it was good sportsmanship. If it was intentional, it's a bad move if it wasn't. Coming in there, still dominating here, Sprocket Raccoon though. Getting. Ooh, Luchador managing to avoid the pit, but now it's up on its side again. It doesn't look like it can move from there. It's wiggling its flipper. Is it going to be able to get on its wheels again? I think this might be it for Luchador. Luchador going down in a blaze of glory. There we go. Sprocket Raccoon is through to the quarterfinals. Luchador.
Begin.
A robot called Resistance. Resistance misses N-Boss with its initial charge and goes powering into the arena wall, but has now managed to get a grip and is pushing N-Boss back. N-Boss landed some kind of hit. I think it just rolled over, hitting Resistance with the spinner. Resistance dominating the early portion of the fight, pushing N-Boss up against the wall. Obviously, that's a great strategy against a spinner. You want the spinner to use its energy against itself. Pushing it against the wall is a great way to do that. The pit's not available yet, Resistance. Now it is.
Enabled.
The pit is coming down. N-Boss is going up against the wall. This is tense now. They're coming very, very close to the pit. Can N-Boss maneuver its way out of that? Or is Resistance gonna... Oh, there we go, N-Boss taunting, saying, come and get me. I'm safely the other side of the pit. They're now just gonna stand here and look at each other. This is like robot Mexican standoff. And there we go, I think N-Boss is headed for the pit here. There we go. So there we go.
Begin.
Night Fury spinning up. They've obviously repaired the spinner problem that they received against the Lob-ster. But Rust in Peace is keeping them firmly pinned in the corner. Getting it up on its side now. That horrible noise that the spinner makes. Oh, I'm going to have nightmares about that noise. Rust in Pieces, however, keeping it pressed in the corner. And Night Fury deciding to just have a bit of a go at the arena wall. Maybe in revenge for the way Splodey Boi exited the competition. On behalf of all horizontal spinners everywhere.
Enabled.
Oh! I think the pit's going down there and Night Fury into it! Oh! Another spinner exits the competition.
Begin.
Oh, there we go. That's the first hit. It's upended Vertex. So Oubley getting the first telling hit. Something's come off. I think that's come off Vertex, that actually. It's one of the forks from the front of Vertex. Oubley is definitely delivering the bigger hits here. Can Vertex get a telling one on the beta spinner? There they go, a more cagey thing in the middle of the arena. Vertex sent flying again.
Pit enabled.
The pit's now available. But I don't think either of these robots are interested in that. They just want to hit each other. Certainly Oubley's doing the hitting right now. Can Vertex recover? That spinner is still going. If it could just get a hit, then maybe. All it takes is one hit, but it's definitely Vertex taking the air miles at the minute, taking the punishment, but holding firm. It's a very well-built robot. Oh no, the spinner has stopped on, but no, it's going again. The pit's now being brought into play. Can either robot end up in it? It's been Oubley dominant so far with that big beta bar spinner. But it's not yet dealt a knockout blow to Vertex as Vertex catches some more air miles. Oh, Oubley comes in on the side of Vertex. Now this is looking ominous for the little green robot. Vertex is staying near the pit, saying to Oubley, you come and get me. A risky strategy because I would reckon Oubley is probably ahead on the judges' scorecards at this point. How is Vertex gonna try and fight its way back into this? Oubley being driven nearer to the pit by Vertex, but there's only 10 seconds left to get a conclusion. I think these two are gonna go the distance. It's been a fantastic display of durability from Vertex.
2, 1.
But I think...
Stop and deactivate robots.
I think when it comes down to it, I think we know where that one's headed.
Begin.
Here we go. There, look at that. Oh, that's just the best thing I've ever seen. The excitement is palpable. Chaac is underneath Exciting Bot now, though, with that spinner that's more noise than damage. Definitely proving an annoyance, though, to all of Chaac's opponents so far. The Exciting Bot has got its pokey sticks around Chaac. Pushing it up against the arena wall. Chaac's been struggling to get a purchase in this fight.
Pit enabled.
Exciting Bot's ground clearance is proving to be troublesome for Chaac. Exciting Bot backs into the pit. What an exciting maneuver. We just saw Night Fury get beaten by that. If you can get your opponent over the pit before... Oh, it's going to go into the pit. That would be exciting. I'm not going to lie. Chaac is now being pushed towards the pit by Exciting Bot, but he is away. It's a bit of a cagey affair. More noise from the Chaac spinner. Is there going to be any telling damage from it, though? As they come towards the near corner. That's my blind spot. There we are, they're away on the other side now as Exciting Bot has excitingly got its pokers on top of Chaac yet again. But still they duel. It's become more of an elaborate dance in the middle of the arena. They've got about half a minute left to reach a conclusion. Chaac being pushed towards the pit by Exciting Bot, but it's managed to escape, or has it? It's on the edge! There's wheels hanging over the edge. Exciting Bot has to be careful. Does not want to end up hitting itself. Chaac is now stuck, it would seem, on the edge of the pit. 10
9,
seconds to go.
8, 7, 6.
I think this might end up going to the judges
4,
here.
3.
Exciting Bot
2,
clearly thinks it's done enough.
1.
Chaac is just holding out
Stop
there,
and
trying to
deactivate robots.
That was a good fight. Thank you for that, both. That was very exciting.
Begin.
One of these robots is going to the quarterfinals. Here we go. Drizzle gets the first telling hit in on Procrastination. They continue to bounce around the arena. Drizzle's trying to break its way into the pit, but I think Procrastination is done for. That'll do it. The Seagull will steal no more chips. Drizzle is through to the quarterfinals.
Pit enabled.
The pit's enabled.
Begin.
There they go, spinning up. Oh no, Contradiction spinner looks to not be working. After all that time to get it working again. Oh, this is tragic. And BadFutherMucker is showing no mercy here. Slow, ominous crawl. And there we go. Contradiction's out of there, out of the arena in 19 seconds. So that's
Begin.
there we go, spinning up. Oh my goodness! Well, that's the hit of the day so far. Drizzle hitting the ceiling with itself. And up goes Oubley. Drizzle, however, it's well known for being difficult to control. Up goes Oubley. I think both robots hit the ceiling then. What a fight so far. Drizzle looking the worst for wear, maybe. Oh my goodness! Straight up into the ceiling again. The noise coming out of this arena right now as these two huge spinners just sit there. Oh my goodness, Oubley's in a vulnerable position here as Drizzle comes in and doesn't get the knockout blow. It's now... Is Oubley dead? Is Oubley gone? It's not driving. It looks stuck driving backwards. That could be it. Drizzle! Drizzle is in.
Begin.
Inferno spinning up. But that's not nearly as exciting as whatever Exciting Bot is doing, which is mostly being hit. I think it's dead. I think Exciting Bot's already dead. I think that's it. Yeah, without going again. That's the commitment to the excitement. Another big hit from Inferno on the Exciting Bot. I think this might be where Exciting Bot's run comes to an end here, unless something ferocious happens to Inferno. Exciting Bot trying to get a push in, keeping its wedge next to the spinner, and I think that's it. I think that could be it. Inferno is spinning in celebration. Exciting Bot has only actually been in the competition for 2 rounds.
Begin.
Resistance straight in there! Straight in, smashing into BadFutherMucker before that spinner can get going. Oh dear, BadFutherMucker looks pretty stranded there. The spinner, because of its shape, cannot really start while it's like that. Unless it rights itself, this could be big trouble for BadFutherMucker. It's being counted out. Can't even drive away from the wall. I think Resistance is going through to the semi-finals here. I think that's it. BadFutherMucker's counted out.
Hit. Enabled.
Resistance is through to the semi-finals. BadFutherMucker.
Begin.
Sprocket Raccoon straight out of the blocks and getting underneath Rust in Pieces. That bizarre floppy flipper wedge panel thing in between the 2 Rust in Pieces robots. Not providing much resistance to Sprocket Raccoon's burrowing efforts. Raccoon isn't normally a burrowing animal, but in this instance it's trying to be one. You've got to adapt to survive in the robots arena. As Rust in Pieces has got Sprocket Raccoon out of it in the corner.
Enabled.
Rust in Pieces seems to have sort of been curiously flipped over. Now that is a side effect of having that weird panel between the 2 robots, is that one of them can end up flipped over and the other isn't. Back on its right ways up though. Sprocket Raccoon being lifted up there by Rust in Pieces. It's stuck underneath that lifter wedge thing. Can Sprocket Raccoon get free? Drama near to the pit edge. Sprocket Raccoon looks to have recovered control of the situation. Oh! Commentator's curse strikes again.
Begin.
Rust in Pieces slow across the arena, and Inferno's immediately gotten behind it. He's trying to shred that panel in between the 2 robots. I think that could be the robot's weakness. I don't know if they are controllable separately. Inferno is on top of the wedge. The sticker has come off. Significant damage. Inferno has been flipped over. Rust in Pieces is not going down without a fight here. Inferno rolling up on the top of the wedges again. The sort of waggly stink fork things down the side of Rust in Pieces. The pit is open. Inferno is on its back. It's not dominating in the way it has done in previous fights in this competition. It's finding Rust in Pieces very difficult to damage. It's got behind Rust in Pieces a couple of times, but it's not quite been able to land that killer blow. But all it takes is one hit. We've seen that with Inferno. I think it's separated. The two have been separated. Is this now going to play into Rust in Pieces' hands? Oh, no, we're stopping that. We're pausing that. Do we... Oh, we have an exposed LiPo battery. So we're going to lose half of Rust in Pieces. Resume. A quick spin up again from Inferno. How is Rust in Pieces going to handle only being half a robot now? Inferno coming in for another attack. Rust in Pieces is on its back. There's still about half a minute to go in this fight. Oh, that's a horrible screeching noise as Inferno is grinding against the arena floor. Rust in Pieces is wedged up against the side of the arena. Inferno comes in for another hit. Rust in Pieces is back. It's off the arena sidewall. Inferno, however, looks to be pretty home and hosed here as we come into the final 10 seconds.
8.
Inferno has done all the damage here, and Rust in Pieces has just not been able to get a hold of Inferno.
1.
But massive. And there we go, it's into the pit anyway.
Deactivate robots.
Right at the last second. Like, big round of applause for Rust in Pieces.
Begin.
There we go. Drizzle has spun up. But Resistance's forks are holding it at bay. Drizzle goes ping off the arena sidewall. Is that it? Is it gone? Is it gone? Is the spinner working? It is. Now that's obviously the Resistance game plan. To keep Drizzle at bay with those forks, but Drizzle lands a telling blow there, and Resistance catches some air miles. The two are locked together and go for a little jump together.
Hit. Enable.
Drizzle's resilience on that spinner is worth noting. Obviously, Resistance also has to resist the hit of it, as it's starting to push Drizzle around the arena now, trying to get Drizzle to hurt itself against the arena wall. It's got Drizzle on top of it now. Can Drizzle escape? Yes, it can. The pit is coming down. Drizzle has managed to evade it, saved perhaps by the gyroscopic forces! Resistance.
Begin.
Drizzle spins up. Is it going to try and get the gap between the Rust in Pieces robots? They're bouncing around. That spinner does not look to be as effective as it has been previously. It's trying to squeeze in, trying to get to that middle panel. I don't think it can reach. It's riding up there. There's a hit on one of the Rust in Pieces robots. There's a big gouge in the bottom of it. I don't know if that was caused by Drizzle or if that's just battle scars from the course of the day. It's almost sawed the whole way through the wedge. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Can Rust in Pieces do anything to stop Drizzle?
Enable.
Boing! As the robots go flying across the arena, that's the big risk, is that Drizzle is as much a hazard to itself as it is to its opponent. Nearly sending itself out of the arena. Rust in Pieces getting some more airtime there. Drizzle determined to separate the two. There they are, they've split. There's one of Rust in Pieces. I can see a hanging LiPo, I think. No, I think we're all right. I don't know, I can't see. The pit is available. One of the Rust in Pieces is dead. The other one is trying to revive it. Drizzle is on the march. And I think that's it. Drizzle. There we go, Drizzle's coming up behind Rust in Pieces. The arena floor's taking a bit of a battering. There's more of a noticeable seam between the panels. The other half of Rust in Pieces is just fleeing at this point. Some panel has come off it. It's going into the pit. Oh! That's a crucial miss. I can see a link. I think the link's come out. Drizzle is going to take the bronze medal.
Begin.
Inferno spins up. Resistance goes in on the drive and is immediately sent flying by that spinner. Wow, that weapon on Inferno is pretty powerful. Let's make no words about that as Resistance gets another launch across the arena. It's making a big rattling sound on the arena floor. Resistance not yet really able to engage itself as it catches some more airtime. I think it's just trying to right itself at the minute. Oh no, Inferno's coming up behind it! Oh, that's where the serious
Pit
damage could be
enabled.
done. The pit is now available. Resistance isn't looking to be offering much by way of resistance. It's twitching. There's a little move there. Look at this. And resistance is counted out. Your Bristol Bot Builders November 21 Beetleweight champion is Inferno!